everyone, it's me, Jemma. I'm at work at Crumbs and Doilies and it's Easter, and normally people will make a simnel cake for Easter, but that's really granny-fied. No offence, Granny. I'm going to make Cadbury's Creme Egg cupcakes. Right, so the first thing that I've done is I have very painstakingly peeled and scooped out some of these delicious Cadbury's Creme Eggs. Get a sharp knife and you'll see each egg has got a kind of seam that goes along it. I'm just going to get my knife and just cut really gently along that seam, so I don't want it to shatter. So I'm just grabbing a teaspoon, I'm just going to scoop out the Cadbury's goo in there and then just use another spoon to kind of scoop it off and pop it into a bowl. And I did that with 6 cream eggs, and that's as many as you're going to need for this recipe. And then get your shells and just chop them up into little pieces. So this is a little bit labour intensive, but trust me, it's worth it in the end. I'm not threatening you with my knife, I'm just saying. That is the last of my eggshell. And now I'm going to need some dry ingredients. I've got 280 grams of plain flour. I'm just going to pop that straight through a sieve. And then I've got 65 grams of cocoa powder. Right, and then I've got half a teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. Pop that in as well. I have 380 grams of caster sugar. Just shuffle that around in your sieve until it's all in the bowl. And then I've got another bowl here, and we're going to put all our wet ingredients in there. So I have 1 cup of coffee. I've used a tablespoon of instant coffee to 1 cup of boiling water, which I've cooled down. So pop that straight in the bowl. Then I have 210 millilitres of vegetable oil, straight in as well. And then 1 cup of buttermilk, just pop that in as well. And then 3 large free-range eggs. Whisk all those ingredients up until it's smooth-ish. It will look a bit weird because of the buttermilk, but don't worry, it's going to be delicious. Right, so that's pretty much whisked. Now I just need to add my dry ingredients to my wet ingredients, a bit like muffins, I know. And then gently stir it around with your whisk until it's all smooth. Right, so that is ready. I'm just going to grab 2 cupcake tins, which I've lined with paper cases, and a big jug. Pour some of your mixture into the jug. Very carefully and neatly pour it in. So these need to be filled about 2/3 to 3/4 of the way up the paper case. This is plenty of cakes to do an Easter egg hunt with. So the next thing, and probably the most important thing, is mini ones. If there's anything better than a cream egg, it's a mini cream egg. I have frozen these in the freezer. That's right. And I'm going to pop them, each one, into the middle of my batter. If you don't freeze them, the fondant inside gets a bit too hot and it kind of melts and seeps out. And this way it all holds together a little bit better. So once you've got all your batter in and all your little eggs inside, pop them in the oven at 150 degrees C for 23 to 24 minutes, or until it's all cooked all the way through. Okay, I'm going to check them and to see if they're ready. So I'm just going to touch them, and if they spring back, then they're ready to go. Yeah, they are ready to go. Right, so my cupcakes are cooling down on this cooling rack, and they're still a little bit warm, so I'm going to make my icing in the meantime. So I've got my saucepan, which has a bit of water in it on a kind of high simmer, and a heat-proof bowl. Pop that on top, and then put all your ingredients in. So I've got 175 grams of caster sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar, 2 tablespoons of water. We've got 5 tablespoons of golden syrup. That is actually 115 grams. It's much easier to weigh it because it's so sticky. 2 egg whites, which I've separated from their yolks, and then as soon as they go in, get your mixer and start whisking for about 10 minutes until it's all white and fluffy. Once it's at a kind of almost a stiff peak phase, turn it off. Whoa, take it off the heat. Turn that off, otherwise I'll scald myself. And then just add a bit of vanilla extract and then whisk it again for another minute. Clear the decks a bit, then grab yourself a piping bag and a round nozzle and fill it up with this yummy stuff. We're going to use this to make the white of our egg. So just give it a little squirt and a little swirl, and we're almost there, halfway. Last one. Right, so that's all my cakes iced, and now we need to make egg yolks, and for that I'm going to use the inside goo that I scraped out of my cream eggs earlier. We're going to jazz it up with a bit of food colouring. So I'm going to use egg yellow because it's the colour of eggs. You don't need much, just like that. That much is fine. And wiggle it about and give it a good old mix. Right, so once that's all mixed in, grab a small piping bag like this and pop it all in. Now that it's all in my piping bag, I can make yolks on top of my egg whites. Right, so there they are, my lovely cream egg, fried egg cupcakes, which are delicious and have a sneaky little treat inside. Now, there are far too many for me to eat, actually. So I think I should share them. Do you want to come and eat some cake? Come on then. There you go. Yeah. If you like this video and you want to see more videos by me, then don't forget to click the link to subscribe. Meanwhile, I think it's my turn. I'm going to eat some cake.